Okay, welcome back. Why is the camera going off? There we are. Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is the psychology of rebirthing. I hope you've enjoyed the other videos and science of breathing, nose versus mouth breathing. I hope we've explained lots for you. So when we go into a rebirthing session or any session, there's 8 biggies that really go with what most people have gone through. With rebirthing is obviously the childhood trauma. We spoke a little about this yesterday on yesterday's rebirthing video. So the rebirthing of the birth trauma, the childhood trauma, the death urge, the past life, the social programming, religious programs, sorority. So check out yesterday's live rebirthing session that me and Vic did as well. That was incredible session. And even very, very powerful to hear the consultation, to hear everything and to hear what Vic was feeling at the end, which wasn't always what we want, but it's also probably give Vic what she needed as well, which was to understand more layers and depths of her nan's energy, her dad's energy, mum's energy, everything that we was explaining yesterday through that childhood trauma that she was experiencing and got to go through, and hopefully that's will play out in a better way for her now that she's gone through that as well. But so Vic, anything specific on rebirthing and the psychology that you wanted to know, just so that we can really touch on your needs, and then hopefully that helps other people watching this as well.
Yeah, what I was thinking was, obviously, like I've got those 8 down and just in like my head, but if I was taking a client in that session, the psychology of like the wording of how I'm going to set them up, hold them, be there, anything that I should keep in mind to maybe like not do or thing, do you know what I mean? Kind of like that really, the wording to take them somewhere, hold them, keep them safe, or you know what I mean? That more,
of course.
And maybe like a bit like when you just gave us in the previous video, the structure of that kind of 20 minutes, kind of like warming up, having motivation, that. And is there a structure that would be good to keep in mind with rebirthing, and how would that look? And the what?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really, really good, powerful question. So for me, all depends on what the trauma is that I want to work through or help someone with.
We said, could we use something like the personal lie one?
Mm-hmm.
You know, of people being like, I guess like a common one is like being not worthy of love.
Yeah, I'm not worthy. A lot of people getting their mind is that they're not worthy, they're not good enough, and it becomes a personal lie. So we need to empower people and elevate people, know that they are worthy, they are powerful, they are perfect in every way, and no matter what they've gone through or are going through, is that to give them that self-love. So this is why rebirthing really is so powerful, because it works on so many different levels and layers of our construct. And so the personal lie one is obviously we can get programmed to think something might happen in our life. Someone might tell us we're not good enough. Someone might, the more we hear things, we might start taking that on as our own belief and our own programming.
Yeah, I've just got 2 people that have come to mind, but I know that there's a lot more that I know. that I was thinking about in this. And that kind of feeling of like not good enough, not worthy, has taken them into a place where they've got eating disorders.
Okay.
Because it's something that they can control, whether it's like anorexia or bulimia, because they're not, and that's self-love, so they don't feel that they're worthy of nourishment, of love, and that, but also they can, that's, it feels like it's all kind of like connected. And they're also, these couple of people that came to mind, they've also volunteered to be case studies. I haven't done anything with them because I wanted to understand this more before I did anything with them.
Yeah, no, it's a really good thing. So the main thing is when we start breathing, and especially on a rebirthing session, things are going to arise. Okay. And allowing them to arise and allowing us to observe them, like we did earlier in the very first video, is if we can observe thoughts, feelings, and emotions and just let it flow, so we become the seat of our own consciousness. We become the observer with no judgments. But again, when someone's in that state, it's hard, a little bit hard maybe to get them in there. So what I would do is allow the breath to do the work. It should be called breath do work. So the breath work allows everything, as we was talking about, to clear that cellular memory. Every breath, though, it's a cycle. Okay, so every in-breath is the love, the joy, the happiness, the peace that we want. Every out-breath, we're just letting go. So we're continuously letting go of that story, that programming, that energy that has been created with us. And again, we can create new pathways, new neurons, new stories in the brain. Okay, so if we can start creating a story with an elevated emotion.
So would you, with that in mind, when you've done the consultation and they've said to you, like, I'm just going to make something up, so it's not really relevant to anybody, I don't know, but I feel like I'm not good enough to be a yoga teacher because I'm too fat and I can't articulate myself, I don't know, whatever, that kind of thing. Would you then like take those words to be able to give it to them
and spin it?
Say like, I am an amazing yoga teacher and I'm perfect exactly the way that I am, and I'm breathing in that. Yeah,
exactly. So it's all about my consultations. This is why I did a consultation with you a bit yesterday, because if you notice, some of the words I was talking about was all some of the words reflecting on what we spoke about. And again, giving someone an affirmation when they're on a rebirthing session, rebirthing and affirmations go so well together. There's not many breathwork techniques where you can really go in and do affirmations while you're breathing.
Yeah.
Because it might be a bit too quick, it might not be able to focus. But with rebirthing, there's something about it that you can really go in and just create a new story. So the more, imagine doing an hour of affirmations of the same thing. I am a powerful yoga teacher and I am perfect in every way. I am a powerful yoga teacher. I am a powerful yoga teacher and I teach people to the best of my ability. I get people results because of my talent, because I love what I do, all these different things that we can say.
And then with that in mind, as you're saying that, is there any particular thought or science on rephrasing it in several different ways or keeping the same pattern?
So there is actually a depth to this. Okay, so this is really powerful. So imagine we always say, I am this, I am that. Okay. I am is only the root chakra.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have, I feel is my sacral chakra. I do is my solar plexus. I love is my heart. I speak, my throat. I see, my third eye. I understand, I know is my crown.
So, yes. Okay. So would you actively take them through those in the
You can do.
positive language?
Yeah, exactly. So I am a powerful yoga teacher. I feel so powerful when I'm teaching yoga. I do the best yoga classes to my ability. I love teaching yoga. I speak yoga into existence. I see yoga, breathwork as my calling. I understand and know my purpose and my mission is breathwork, is yoga, qigong, whatever. Abundance, love, peace, happiness. I love. Okay, and then it's all okay, and then there's also another one, which is I am, and then you say you are, and then you also say he or she, depending. So for myself, I would say he is a powerful breathwork teacher. I am a powerful breathwork teacher. You are a powerful breathwork teacher. He is a powerful breathwork teacher.
How does that, what does that connect with?
Okay, so I am is obviously is us. You, it's coming from a third person as well, like a different. So imagine you were speaking about, if I was speaking about you, I'd say you are.
But
Okay,
you're giving them, you're saying it in their mind.
Yeah, they're saying it in their mind. So I am a powerful breathwork teacher. You are a powerful breathwork teacher. He is a powerful breathwork teacher. So it feels like it's a validation from someone else as well.
Okay.
So I am, you are, he is, she is. That's also another really powerful one.
Okay. I prefer the chakra one.
Yeah. But it's Leonard Orr talks about the I am, you are, he, she is in the rebirthing of the new world.
Okay.
So that's a Leonard Orr technique.
Do you know what popped into my head about that as you were saying that is that when people feel, I don't know, because I haven't been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
The people that I'm thinking of are so entrenched in what other people think about them, and that it could also bring them into a space where they couldn't conceive that they could put the words into someone else to think positively about them. Do you know what I mean? And I wondered if that could.
Yeah, of course. So but you're saying it yourself. You are, he is.
Yeah, I haven't been on haven't been in the space to receive the wording to know what's happening in here, but just in like the theoreticalness as I'm putting it down, that's what's going into my head.
Again, it's a great way to attract as well. I am, you are, he is. I am powerful. You are powerful. He is powerful.
And just remind me of that, because I've got the one rebirthing book, but I think it's by the two people.
It's Leonard Orr and Shonda Ray.
That one.
Yeah, it's called The Rebirthing in the New Age.
New Age, that was the thing. Okay.
So when we're in a rebirthing session, so this is all lots of Leonard's techniques that I'm passing down. So it's about setting up like yesterday, we had a intention of what we wanted to work through. Okay, so we can go back down into that timeline. taking yourself back down into young adulthood, late teens, early teens, back down into that childhood memory. Just take yourself now you're safe. Okay, you're really good with guiding and wording as well. So you might feel some different wordings for this. It's all about coming from your heart with this anyway. Taking them into that space. Okay, now we start breathing into that space. We start breathing into that scenario. Stay there, okay? You're perfectly safe. And see yourself as safe. See yourself, as I was speaking about yesterday, called in your inner child in that moment. So you're supporting your inner child in this full element. Okay. And once you've got your inner child there, you're going to hold them. You're now protecting your inner child to this fullest. Your inner child is safe. Okay, if we're doing that, obviously what we was doing yesterday, but again, for your people and the personal light, taking them into a situation where what makes them the happiest? Is there a place like going to the beach, or can you imagine yourself in a forest or wherever it may be? Sometimes you can create and paint a picture that way as well.
With these particular people, would you have that as part of your consultation?
Yeah, you could do that. Okay, so you would, obviously, the more details you can get out of them, and you can even say, okay, you're not feeling the self-love, you're not feeling worthy at the moment, you're not feeling the best of your ability and in your highest potential right now. Okay, so this is where in rebirthing we have three main processes as well. We have the childbirth, creating your heaven or your divinity on earth, okay, and your purpose in life.
Okay, so the childbirth, creating your divinity.
Yeah, divinity on earth or heaven on earth, however you want to put it. And then your purpose in life. So we can really work with that. So I really always like creating heaven on earth. What would it mean to you to have your heaven on earth, your divinity on earth? What would it mean to you to feel worthy? And get them to feel that emotion of that, okay, you are worthy. If you was to feel worthy, you was to feel self-love, what would it mean to you? Okay, so we're getting them to visualize, we're getting them to maybe speak with some affirmations. So some visual speaking sounds, and then putting a feeling into it. So you're feeling, okay, you feel self-love now, you feel worthy of being who you are here to be, your purpose in life. So what does if you could create your absolute perfect world for you, what would you have in it? What would be in it? What would you do? What would your feeling be? How would your persona be? What would you be wearing? What would you be doing? So you're creating a new story for them to feel. And once they can feel that, they can start creating that. And then the brain and the subconscious mind of everything we spoke about earlier will now start coming into play. We can start creating new neurons, new pathways in the brain of a new feeling, of an elevated feeling with a vision. And obviously an affirmation as well is, and the breath coming in, that new positive energy, releasing that old energy. That's not you no more. Let's not hold on to them stories no more. Let's create a new story of you being in your power, creating your heaven and earth, your purpose on life, to help, to serve, to just be you, to travel, to go and see this beautiful world, or whatever it may be. There's all different scenarios. Having a family, having a partner, what would that mean to you? what would you do? What would you do with them? You know, and you can create these different new scenarios. And all of a sudden you're getting them thinking in a different way. That's positive, that's grounding, that's opening up to higher conscious, opening up to more fun, more joy, bringing that element into their life. So they start feeding it with the breath. Get them to breathe with a smile on their face. Envisioning that beach, that sun, the air, the wind, the sea coming in on the beach, walking down, toes in the sand with your partner, hand in hand, you know, creating that manifestation, creating money. That some people feel they need to have money to feel worthy. You know, but what does it mean to them? Start creating a real beautiful, juicy picture, paint the picture for them so they can feel different.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it does. It does. So you're having, like, if you're going through kind of like stages, having this consultation, drawing out like the words and things that you can use.
Yeah.
And then in that like relax, just warming up with a conscious connected breath, having like the breathing in, like the love, joy, peace, whatever, letting go of stuff, and then either like taking them back to this time and space to like redo this scenario, or getting them to feel like what you were just saying, so they're breathing in, feeling, and yes, it's the same as, it's really similar. Well, I think we talked about this before, but like with hypnotherapy, but also yoga nidra. So yoga nidra is a really similar way. I thought yoga nidra and this breathing could work really well together. And then, so how long can you tell if someone's feeling it? Do you know, like, will you just like
45 minutes is normally the mark.
Okay, so 45 minutes after the like 15-minute warm-up, or like in
again, for rebirthing, because it's such a gentle breath anyway, I wouldn't need to do maybe like a 5-10 minute warm-up sometimes, but again, it's using your discretion on each person. So if you feel that they've got a lot of stickiness and murky energy within them and they're feeling a little bit low, having a nice bit of a warm-up, even just a nice breath in, nice breath out, and have a couple of breath holds before you can maybe go in, so they can start a cleansing stage as well. Just get them activated as quick as you can, and then once they go into that rebirthing session, sometimes like I did with you yesterday, we just went straight into rebirthing as well, and that's okay as well, you know, because the breath, you're naturally going to warm up and you're naturally going to open the lungs with each breath, and just go on a beautiful journey, and the body will naturally adapt to that as well.
So then, being the other thing that's in my mind is like just reassuring them that they're safe and they can change their breath if they need to, and they can breathe through their mouth if they need to, and they can slow down, or they
so with rebirthing, I would always say one channel only.
Okay.
Yeah, always one channel only with rebirthing.
So if they need to swap to mouth, then it's like one out.
Yeah, nice circular breath.
And then on the end of that, taking them into relaxation, or how do you round it off?
So once you will see, like yesterday, I see you crying and having that release. Yeah. So I knew that was the time, and we was over an hour breathing anyway.
Yeah.
So I knew that was the time to just have that final final moment, and then just go into a nice process and relax. I always like to add that nice deep weave in, just to regulate the body as well, because you've done a lot of breathing, so it's just really nice, slow the breathing down, a really gentle weave just to finish. But during the session, anything can come up. As I was watching you yesterday, there was certain things there was a couple of points where the breath just was a little bit jagged.
Oh, yeah, you said about it being jagged.
Yeah, you could see it was like it wasn't a nice smooth. But again, that's just where you're going through. Might have been going through an emotion or feeling. It can sometimes, that emotion or feeling can change the breath.
But it's kind of I have to say, like, I felt like I just wanted it to.
I'm really surprised at this. I thought it was going to be such a different, but again, that's my expectation was that it was going to be able to get through this and show, but it just shows you.
Oh my God, me too. That was my expectation too, 100%. And
it just shows you that coming up maybe needed to come up as well.
Yeah, and I was surprised at how much.
Why was there resistance? Why was there anger there still after all this time? Why did the session not allow you to come into full relaxation and go, oh, it's okay, I release, I let this go now? Maybe there's a little bit more work we need to do on that. I mean, this is why they say 10 sessions, because you might not get rid of it all in one session.
On my reflections of it, I feel like it's not me, it's not and it's that I'm holding someone else's anger, because like no one's angry in my family. No one's bothered.
Of course,
I'm happy.
It's just you.
It's just me, and I'm not really in like the day-to-day, like now and especially with the other things that we've done, like the other rebirth, and I've done a couple of things with you, and it's really, I felt like there's a cellular change in my attitude and my feeling and my sensation. So I was really surprised.
Yeah. So I was not expecting that result at all, but it just shows you why we need to go in and do multiple rebirth sessions. I mean, just because next time you might just breeze through it and go, gone. So it might have just needed, again, this is why I said some rebirthing sessions can be a couple of hours. But if I was with you in person, it could have been a little bit different as well. Might have been a little bit of being able to hold you a little bit more, being able to give you that little bit more support as well. Just holding your hand and just saying, I've got you, you can get through this. Especially at that crying point, we could have gone maybe a little bit deeper, but obviously because we was recording and it was over an hour anyway, maybe, but in person, maybe I could have taken you for a little bit deeper and got you through that in a better way as well.
Yeah. So for me, because I'm a yoga teacher, then in my head, it's kind of like, it feels like a shavasana at the end as well, like giving a bit of time for that.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you normally do that? You do normally do something like that, don't you?
Yeah. Always let people have 15, 20 minutes at the end as well. So you had just under 15 minutes, if I remember correctly, yesterday.
It's like being in a weird time portal.
It goes so quick.
Yeah. And then with something like that, would that be really important to have sharing afterwards?
Yeah, if you wanted to like I put when I spoke to you afterwards as well, so how you're feeling, what come up, it's really, really important. Integration is so important. And being there and holding someone and supporting someone is vital,
great. That's really, really helpful. That's really, you know, when like obviously we're doing something and I've got that book, but now I've got like a nice like.
Does that give you the full structure of the rebirth?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's maybe a little bit more. So each trauma obviously is the same. We're going to use the same system. We're going to go back into either if we're working specifically on a trauma or a pain or something, we're going to go back into that point, change that, breathe through it, reverse it, and bring it back. But like I said the other day as well, sometimes it's really nice just to go into rebirthing, even though we've got stuff there. It's just to breathe and create and breathe. So we're creating that heaven on earth, a divinity on earth. So we're going to change it within our biochemistry, change it within the chemistry of the mind, and really allow ourselves to go on a just a beautiful journey. And again, even when I was breathing yesterday, things were coming up for me that I'd completely forgotten about. Like a couple of moments like when I was a kid, and I was like, because we was working on that childhood thing, and I was talking about it, so stuff was arising for me, and I was like, but just again being the observer, and I was like, okay, cool, why is that coming up? I was like, the one thing really made me laugh. And again, that's why I even said to you yesterday, if you can bring that little, it was something that happened, and I started laughing about it, and all of a sudden the feeling just changed of it. That's why I said, if you can bring just an element of laughter or love into that situation, it all of a sudden it just changes that feeling, and all of a sudden it just faded away.
Yeah, it was like I was just being really difficult. Like I was being difficult to myself. Weirdly, I was being
This is why being gentle to yourself. Okay, you're saying you're being difficult. So what did you get? You got a difficult situation.
Yeah, but I could feel my I wasn't a difficult child, but I was very strong-willed. So like now I've got this brace, right? Because when I was a kid, I didn't like the dentist, so I refused to let him take. I was like 7 or something, and I said to my parents, "How could I be the one at that age that would not have a brace? How could I be the one that wouldn't have?" And they were like, "Well, you know, you try and like do it. You were a nightmare. You'd just be like." So I kind of like, I guess I met myself in a way yesterday with that, like, nope.
Yeah, of course, and that's what rebirthing and breathwork does. We have to meet ourselves, and that can be daunting for people as well.
Yeah. What I'll do is I've just sent you in the notes that I've just like written down, that I've just typed down of
Okay, cool.
how I felt it and how I've taken it from what you're saying.
Wow, have you just typed all this up?
Yeah. You know what? It's one of my weird skills. In another life, I was a PA and I did a PA course, so I can touch type, so I can type.
Amazing. I love this.
So if then I thought you can see, this is what I've taken from what you've said. If that you can see if there's something missing.
Yeah, amazing, fantastic. Yeah, affirmations are really powerful. Was you using affirmations yesterday at any point?
Don't think so. Don't know.
No. Okay, so maybe even another session, maybe when we do one later, if you want to do rebirth into there when Caden comes back in.
I went into a weird, like a wormhole of another universe that was like, don't know, it was a really odd, I felt like I was traveling somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. And I kind of, yeah.
You went into it feels like maybe a moment in time for you.
Yeah, maybe it was a moment in time, but it was also like that energy that wasn't my energy was
of course
in there too, and like so I felt kind of confused and Yeah, but I do feel good today.
Yeah, I said that. Maybe sleep on 24 hours as well. But yeah, no, I really like these notes. It's amazing.
I feel clearer today.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's sometimes, as I said at the very start, even though it wasn't what we was expected, it might have been what you needed.
Yeah.
Might have been what you needed, and then it just takes you, as we go into another session later on, or whatever we do later, we'll give you that. I think it's 12:40, by the way.
Yeah, let's go then.
Yeah, all right, perfect. So I hope this has helped give you an understanding of psychology of rebirthing, how to construct a session a little bit. Again, in the website, there is all different videos of each different trauma of rebirthing as well. So you got all of them on the website as well. But I will see you back here for what, 2:30?
2:30, yeah.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Have a beautiful afternoon, everyone. See you soon. God bless. See you soon.